Introduce yourself first.
Hello, my name is, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Pat Tapia. I've been friends with Mario and the Travers family for, I think, the better part of 30 years. I was deeply moved and honored that Kathy asked me to say a few words about him, but I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. Because the moments and the memories are so many, and they pretty much span my entire adult life. I'm sure everyone here has as many stories and just as many reasons to love him, like I do. My friendship with Mario began when he was still in high school, and we were just a couple of thin, skinny, long hair metalheads. Our great friend Adam introduced us, and we hit it off right away, which seems to be a pattern when you meet Mario. He and his family welcomed me into their own. That's one of their own kids, and that was pretty much what they did, for just about any kid that the Travers brothers brought home. There we shared countless Bruins games and movie nights. Sometimes we just hung out and played guitar and talk about music. The parents, they always fed us. They also talked to us a lot. And they were, they were so welcoming, and it didn't matter, what we did, we weren't really getting into any trouble. They were just happy to have us there, and, they would let us just hang out or make some noise, it wasn't too late. Excuse me. That certainly felt, as you heard from others before me, that felt like my second home, just because of how the Travers family made us all feel. But at the time, it was very clear to me as well how his upbringing really made Mario the caring and generous person that I would come to call my brother later on. We started going to metal shows while he was still in high school, and he was still living with his parents. But we often had to leave the show before the headlining band played because he had to be home by 11. I once told him that I would hate him for the rest of my life. Not hate him, just not for having to miss Voivod when they play the channel. For those of you that don't follow music, Voivod is one of our favorite bands. But he insisted that we left, and so he could be home by the time that he was home. And that was because, he didn't want to be home later than what his parents allowed. That respect really carried into every aspect, in every aspect of his life, and drove the decisions he made. He didn't see Voivod 20 years later. So I told him everything was forgiven. It did take 20 years, though. We put our first band together to play a talent show at his high school. This was shortly after we met. It didn't seem to matter what bands we started or we joined over the next 30 plus years, but for some reason we always ended up playing together in the same band. Maybe because it was funny to be with him, it was easy, and we knew each other so well. I don't recall if there was ever a practice when he did not come in, praising the driving skills of all the other guys. He hadn't seen on his way in. But afterwards, there was always laughter. And his irreverent sense of humor made us crack up constantly. Some of the ongoing jokes never stopped being funny. I mean, even years after of hearing them. Let me explain why most of our practices were spent either laughing or talking instead of playing guitar. We often joke that Mario was born in the wrong century. And he probably would have been happier in the Middle Ages, or not just the Viking, raging in pillaging. Maybe the Viking connection may explain this love of making his own meat. This was not because he was violent, quite the opposite, but because he loved to fight for and mix with his brothers, whether it was in a hockey team or on stage with his band. I'm sure anyone that's ever stood next to him on a field or on stage was always happy to be on his side. I certainly was. Mario was also very eclectic, not just with music, but also with food and art and beers, just to name a few. He wanted to try everything, and the more exotic the item, the better. He was constantly searching for new sources of inspiration and sharing them with us. He will introduce us to new bands or new beers he had discovered. And it was certainly godsend, whenever we happened to go to a bar that had a 20-page beer menu. Some of his beer choices, however, were certainly an acquired taste. I guess that's how you figure out what you like best. Jeff and Mario's cookouts were always fun because they brought together their friends and family around great food and especially great company. Some friends I would only see at these parties, and I assume it because nobody wanted to miss them. Mario loved trying new recipes that he thought his friends would enjoy, and he would labor for hours before people arrived, just so they would be perfectly cooked by the time he was ready to serve it. He would not leave his grill until all the cooking was done, but he made sure that everyone had enjoyed what they had prepared and was having a good time. It seems, and you've probably hearing this multiple times, all his interests really were to bring people together and to share the things that he liked, freely and generously. The word brother sometimes was used lightly, but that was never the case with us. He became one of my closest and dearest friends from the moment we met. He would call me long distance to Chile when I went to visit my family for Christmas. This is before Skype and internet calling. You actually have to pay like $2, per minute. He showed me that how much he cared and that he was thinking about me while I was away. Mario was with me during my greatest hikes and my deepest lows. He offered help when I didn't know how to ask for it, just so I would be okay. But I'm no one special that deserved this great friendship. He would do the same thing for any of his friends that needed it. My world is a little bit darker now, but I have decades of happy memories to light up the rest of the way. I love him and miss him dearly, and I hope to have been as good a friend to him as he was to me. Thank you.